Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Season 11 live reveal. Everyone's been waiting for a long time, what feels like forever, for this one to come along, but we are finally here. It is the 30th of March. It is a Friday, and it's 8 p.m. I've got alongside me Odems, Jono, Jamie, and Kev, and we're just going to talk to you about the Season 11 as a whole, and generally about each individual new feature that we'll be bringing to this new season. So welcome back to F1 TS Hub. As we said, it has been quite a while, and if you head over to www.f1tshub.com, you'll be able to see the new brilliant looking website, something which I'd like to claim is, in my opinion, the best looking, content rich, and most functional league racing website in the F1 community. And head over to that and you can check out that. Also, if you haven't already seen, you've got the season 11 trailer, which is live on YouTube now. It's a 2-minute trailer, and it's a brilliant trailer just to give you a little bit more hype if you weren't already hyped up. So, season 11. We hope you've haven't been missing your Friday nights too much and ready for another classic season. The start of season 11 will be just over a month away, but we've got lots to do in between then, on and off track, to keep you busy. We hope you've been enjoying this break, and we're looking forward to coming back with our unlike any other off-traffic experience and some new features as well. So, Season 11. This season you'll see a massive overhaul of changes. It's been one of our biggest projects which we've been working on since the new year, and it combines innovation with our new graphical partnership, Overdrive Esports Design. If you haven't already, make sure you check them out on Twitter. The team has been working around the clock to make sure we bring you the most amazing experience on and off track every week here at F1 TS Hub. So, we're going to run through some key dates for everyone, which are available on the website. It is a Season 11 reveal today, and sign-up opens now. Sign-up's open, so anyone who wants to sign up, they can head over to the Apply to Race form, and you can follow the instructions on there. The Apply to Race form has been redesigned. There have been some new rules, so even if you've raced with us before, make sure you check that out, and John is going to cover those new rules a little bit later on. The 13th of April, Friday the 13th, unlucky for some, it is Season 11 qualifying night. And qualifying night is something that we brought new for Season 10, and we've got it back for Season 11 with a few improvements to make it run a little bit smoother. And it is a mandatory event, so any driver who wishes to partake in Season 11 needs to show up to qualifying night, and all the details of that can be found on the forum. Next, you've got the first Let's Talk F1 TS Hub. That'll be live at 10:30 p.m. And that's a talk show which I can introduce a little bit later on, but it'll be live after every race at 10:30 p.m. It'll be half an hour long, and I'll be hosting it, and we'll just basically be explaining a little bit about what's happened in the races, any controversies, moments where the race was lost, just kind of dissecting, like a match of the day show, dissecting what went on in the races. And we'll also feature special guests, drivers, and all that sort of stuff. So, on the 20th of April, the tiers will be announced. So, after qualifying night, we'll put everyone's in a list, and we'll decide the podium, the pinnacle, and the prestige tiers. A week after that, on the 27th of April, will be the live teammate selection event. It'll not be a team selection, it'll be a teammate selection. Because the way the teams are decided is done differently this season, which again we'll come to later on. The 3rd of May is our official media day for Austria, and then the day after that, on the 4th, the Friday, is where racing begins. So that is the 4th of May for the first race in Season 11. Now, next I'd like to introduce you to our sponsors. So we've teamed up with Kinch Gaming and Boss Boxes, the first of which has some fantastic accessories, gaming products, and if you use F1 TS Hub as a code, when you check out, you can get a discount with those guys, so make sure you check them out on Twitter as well, and give them a follow. So, the rebrand of F1 TS Hub, obviously we had the special announcement earlier in the month, and this is the first phase of the graphical enhancements, but as you can see from the website, the entire graphical overhaul has now been completed, and you'll see new elements of this across the entire website and the social media platforms. So make sure you give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. New for season 11, we have 3 tiers. 60 drivers will be racing with us on Friday night. So for the first time ever, we'll be having 3 tiers at F1 TS Hub. As we saw, going to a multi-tier league in season 10 has been hugely successful for us, and our waiting list throughout season 10 was in double digits most of the time. So our podium tier will continue to race at 7 p.m. UK time. Our pinnacle tier will now become the new middle pace tier, and it will race at 8 p.m. UK time. The new prestige tier, which will be our top tier, will race at 9 p.m. UK time. These will overlap slightly in live streams, so qualifying, you'll just be able to jump on the end of qualifying if you want to watch all 3 of them, or if you want to finish your race and jump into the live stream for the next one. So we season 11, 3 tiers, we will not separate them. We're one community and we're all equal here, no matter your pace or how quick you are. We've always believed in that. So in terms of what experience the drivers are offered in these tiers, it'll be the same as it's always been. 3 tiers should experience the same realism that we've always aimed for. And F1 TS Hub is well and truly a Friday night. We're expecting these spaces to go fast, so make sure you tell your friends, make sure you sign up straight away, and exciting stuff. Alrighty, next I'm going to hand you over to Kev, who is going to talk a little bit about our new F1 TS Hub official esports team.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Hello to everyone watching. Thanks for joining in. I'm super proud to introduce, with the Season 11 reveal, our first official F1 TS Hub esports team. We have signed 2 fantastic drivers who will be representing the F1 TS Hub in different league championship, with the ultimate goal to qualify for the official F1 esports series that was being held in, I believe, in Abu Dhabi last year. Nick, you talked about the experience earlier in this live stream. With the F1 being introduced to esports last year in the official Formula 1 esports series, we felt it was the only right thing to do to launch our own esports team this year to really enhance the race to dream, live to dream experience to our drivers. We will enroll our esports team drivers in different league versus league tournaments, of course with the ultimate goal to qualify for that massive official F1 esports series event happening later this year. And having our drivers race at the highest level, it will help our esports team drivers develop tremendously, not only on their on-track experience, their racing skills, but even more so on a personal level. And that's something that we're really proud on here at F1 TS Hub. Nick, do you think it's a good idea to introduce the first 2 drivers?
Yeah, I think it's definitely time to introduce our 2 slots that we picked for our first official esports team. So I'll let you introduce them, Kev.
Perfect. Yeah, the first 2 official F1 TS Hub esports drivers, we've signed them a couple of weeks ago. I'm super proud to have them on board. I'm glad they were enthusiastic as we were. The first one is Mark, known as MLA, and the second one is my very good friend, my former teammate for season 10, Kian. Hello. Kian, Mark, you both joined the party here?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, so we sent you a really formal letter a couple of weeks ago, inviting you for the esports team. Mark, can you take us through that moment that you received that letter? What went through your head?
So basically, it was the time when I got my trophy for winning the constructors, and I saw that surprise letter, and I was like, I must be dreaming. But yeah, it was a really proud moment for me personally, and it's great to be on board.
Cool stuff. Hey, Kian.
Hello.
I know you haven't taken time off the game at all during the break. How's the practice going for season 11 going so far? And are you gonna adapt your approach to season 11 a bit differently now you know that you have this esports commitment?
Well, I don't think my approach is going to change. I'm going to go flat out every single race, just as I did last season. And yeah, my practice has been going good. I've transitioned fully to medium traction control now, and I'm finding a lot of time, so it's going quite well.
So going for the championship next season?
well, it depends what tier I'm in, I guess.
Good answer, probably. Hey, Mark, are you heading into season 11 a little bit different than you were last year or season?
Yes, because I've transitioned now from the pad to the wheel, so it's a completely different experience. So I'm hoping I can get back to the level that I was in season 10, so then I can push hard.
So you transition to the wheel. You're practicing for that official F1 esports series already, I can tell.
Yeah, but yeah, competition is so tough, but it's getting there, I would say. But yeah, I'm confident.
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to ask you both, and I'll go with Mark first. And how do you think that this esports team, will help you develop as a driver and as a person? Do you think you'll be able to stand up on the podium of that official esports event?
We first have to like work together and like try to stick with each other, and I think at the end of the day it's more important to basically have people around you that can push you to go even better than what you were before, because that way you can just evolve as a driver and therefore get what you want to achieve.
That's exactly why we wanted to eat this esports team, to have that on board. And I think you and Kian both make a very good pair of drivers, that really can challenge each other. You guys get along very well on track and especially off track. I've
Maybe
had
not
you
on
in
track
quite
as
a
much.
couple of times. Well, sorry, what was that, Kian?
Well, maybe not in the practice sessions.
Yeah, you might be right there, but for next season, I'm pretty sure you guys will. Kian, what do you expect of the esports team in general? How will it develop you?
To be fair, I think honestly having MLA as the I don't know, he's kind of the pace setter in this team. So of course, as you saw last season, he's a lot faster, one of the fastest we've got here. And yeah, I'll be working. Well, it'll take me a long time to catch him, but yeah, I think having someone as fast as that will help you develop as a driver, because you're going to be able to push yourself against faster drivers. So hopefully, I can develop as a driver, and we'll see what happens. See how it
Yeah,
goes.
definitely, guys. I'm super glad to have you guys on board. I'm super proud to present the first two drivers of the F1 TS Up esports team, Kian and MLA. There's some very exciting stuff coming up for the remainder of this year, and I'm not sure, can we tease a little bit, Nick?
Yeah, I think we can give a little bit of a tease.
Do you want to give him a tease? Should I?
Alright, I'll give a little bit of a tease. So, I won't reveal anything too much, but next week I'll be heading up to London to speak to some esports guys and about organising something special later on this year for the league. So we'll just leave it there.
Sounds good. Well, Kian, MLA, Mark, thanks for joining in.
Yeah.
Back to you, Nick.
Awesome, thank you very much, Kev, and thanks for Kian and MLA for popping in the party and giving a little insight into the esports team. But we're going to move quickly on to Race Premium. We spoke briefly about this in the special announcement earlier in March, but as we said, Premium membership is gone. All the Premium memberships have been transferred over to Race Premium. You should have had an email by now. Just to run through some of the benefits that you get through Racing Premium. Guaranteed Race C, new driver avatars which have been redesigned by Overdrive Esports. Gold branding, including on standings and race results. I know that was mentioned in the end of season survey, that something that would like to be seen. So we've got that. An exclusive race to crown a Race Premium champion during the mid-season break, and there will be a trophy for the winner as well. Exclusive access to a Race Premium area. This is password protected, and the password will be going out to those Race Premium drivers. There'll also be a criteria advantage during team negotiations when getting a team contract. Yes, that's right, team contract, and Jamie's going to talk a little bit about those later on. Of course, you'll also get 10% discount at the F1 TS Hub shop. Now, next, National Flag. This again was requested by some of our drivers last season, so we've listened, and you'll see your national flag appear on your driver profiles. You'll see it appear on the standings, and it's going to be heavily put into this new season. So just a little something that we thought we'd mention to say we have listened and we are bringing it out. Now, next I'm going to hand you over to our very own Odems, who of course is head of media and is the press officer for the league. And he's going to talk us through the new media day schedule that we've prepared for yourselves and any new things that we've added, including our official practice, qualifying and race session on a Thursday night. Odems, take it away.
Hello, and again to everyone. I'm happy you're all here. We've actually hit 100 subscribers, which is amazing. So yeah, midnight we have the results for last week's races. That's what's going to be happening, and then in the mornings is when we're going to have our pre-race interviews, and we're also going to have a new feature called Guess the Driver. I think will be very interesting. We'll have a driver from our grid get picked, and he's going to give us a few real life facts about himself, and then the rest of the grid are going to try and pick or guess who it is, as the name suggests. And we also, again, as Nick pointed out, we have official practice qualifying sessions and race sessions as well at 3 p.m. We've been doing that unofficially, so now that's become a proper thing. We're going to invite people from all of our tiers, so we should have full numbers each time. It's going to be live streamed from the channel, and it's just going to sort of give everyone a little sneak peek into what to expect on the Friday nights.
Awesome. And then Odems, you've also got your famous driver press conference, which will feature one driver from each tier late at night. And so that is the media day plan for season 11. On our new calendar page, you'll be able to see every Thursday we'll have the official media day. It'll be labeled on the calendar on the league website, so it's easy for you guys to keep track of, and it'll show you exactly when and where things will be happening and appearing on the website throughout the day. So speaking of the website, if you have headed over to the website, F1 TS Hub has finally gone mobile. So mobile version of the website, which will enable all drivers and members to access, and on their mobile devices, it's going to be so much easier to read through the pages and look at all the images and things like that. So that's just something that we've added to help the ease of navigation. Next, I'm going to hand you over to Jamie, who is his new role within the management team is head of teams. And you would have heard me mention earlier team contracts. And if you head over onto the website, you'll see under the More tab something called team contracts, which explains exactly what Jamie is going to be just quickly introducing to you all. So I'll hand you over to Jamie.
Alright, good evening guys, hope you're having a good evening. Well, basically what we've decided is for this season we decided to change the way we do our team selection criteria. In the past it was quite an open system and anyone could pick any team, and we wanted to make the teams feel a bit special. So what we've done is we've split the teams into 3 categories. So the top teams, say your Ferraris, Mercedes and Red Bull, they are the top teams, and they want the best of the best as one of their drivers. And then you've got the middle tier, your McLarens, your Renaults and your Williamses, and they want drivers who've got a bit of experience, but the drivers who are willing to improve. And you've also got the bottom teams like the Saubers, your Hasses, your Toro Rosso. These are the rookie teams. They just want any driver who's keen to learn and develop in the league. Every driver can apply for a contract, and this will open up as soon as you know what tier you're in after the qualifying night results. And if, say for example, you're a driver who's won a race and has got a certain amount of podiums, then you'd be eligible to apply for the Mercedes seat, for example. But and then we'll get your application, and then we'll review it, and if you meet the criteria and no one else has applied for the seat, you'll get offered the contract and you'll be signed up as a Mercedes driver. However, if you sign up for a team, there's certain criteria we expect you to meet, and if you fail to meet these criteria, you may get your contract terminated. For more information, there's a tutorial video which will explain the process.
Thank you very much, Jamie. So, Jamie will be heading up the whole team side of F1 TS Hub, and F1 is a team sport, so it seems very fitting that we've combined this with our realism off track to make you guys feel even more like an F1 driver. And as Jamie said, there will be a tutorial video coming soon to explain to you exactly how to do that. But if you head over to the team contract page, you'll be able to scroll down and have a look. Again, do not apply for any contracts until the tiers have been announced, so that we can make sure everyone gets a fair opportunity to apply for these. And like Jamie said as well, there'll be criteria to meet. So if you haven't met the criteria, you can apply for that team, but chances are you will get a declined email in response. So that's just briefly about the teams, and it is a complicated process, but at the same time it's going to be really fun, really realistic, and we're really excited to bring it to the league. So after this, we are going to now talk about the late night talk show, which is called Let's Talk F1 TS Hub. And this is going to commence at 10:30 p.m. every Friday night after the races. It'll be hosted by me, and it'll feature special guests, including commentators, drivers, and previous champions that perhaps don't race anymore. Live on air, we'll talk about what happened in the 3 tiers, and we'll be picking out moments of controversy, where the race was lost, mistakes, moments of greatness, overtakes, defensive, different strategies, and much more. So that'll be something that will be live on our channel every Friday night at 10:30, and it's hugely exciting. So on the website www.f1tshub.com, there's a whole new calendar page. This is completely redesigned from the old calendar page, and it actually uses an app which lets us add events to a real life calendar. So you can head over there and you'll be able to see on the calendar page the media days, the race days. You'll also be able to see the stewards results, the qualifying night, any things like that. And you can click on them and it'll tell you all the information about them. So it's pretty cool how we've incorporated that into the new website. Alrighty, Jono is obviously our head steward, head of racing, and he's just going to run you through the calendar, what races will be taking part in Season 11. And go for it, Jono.
Yeah, thank you, Nick, and evening, everybody. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the circuits we picked for this upcoming season. So starting off with round 1 on the 4th of May, and that's Austria. We then move on to Silverstone, Montreal, Canada for round 3, Singapore for round 4, Australia for round 5. We've got Austin, United States for round 6, and Abu Dhabi, King of the Late Breakers there for round 7, China round 8, Spa for round 9, Baku for round 10, Malaysia for round 11, and Mexico for round 12. And of course, as Nick mentioned earlier, with the race premium section, we've now got the race premium race, which will be slotted in on the 15th of June on our break week, and that will take place at Brazil, which always features brilliant racing, especially if you watched our pinnacle tier race of the season just gone. And a champion will be crowned for that race premium race. And they will receive a trophy as well, I believe. So I hope you all agree we picked a good selection of tracks. We've had a bit of discussion about it. We've picked tracks that we think encourage good racing, and ones that basically stood out for us during the last season, ones that had lots of overtakes, lots of battles. And we just want to encourage lots of close racing throughout the field, and we think these list of tracks will do that. And we've got a few in there as well that may well bring up some wet weather, which I think particularly us viewers all enjoy watching. So I'm pretty sure that lineup will be exciting. And all starts at Austria, so get practicing on the 4th of May.
Thank you very much, Jono. And like we said, we went through the key dates earlier. Those are the official 12 races for Season 11. Getting lots of drivers ask, everyone needs to sign up again on the apply to race form. Even if you raced with us last season, everything resets. No driver is in any set tier. Everything starts again on qualifying night, but you've got to make sure you get your application in there beforehand. There is no moving up or down tiers from last season. It just completely resets and we go again. I'll hand you over to Jamie, who's just briefly going to talk about the guest the driver that he might be contacting you throughout the season with.
Hello again, guys. Basically, what we decided is that we want to add a new feature to the media day. So basically, what I'll be doing is I'll be picking a driver on random every week. I'll be messaging you like probably a few days before media day, asking you that you've been selected for this guest driver feature, and all I want is for you to give me 4 or 5 facts about you that you think the other drivers may not know, probably won't know. Yeah, and I'll post them up on media day, and then we'll let the drivers guess who they think it is. It's just a bit of fun, just to lighten the mood for a race. Yeah.
Good stuff. So that's something new for Media Day. All right. So general changes. Our second season obviously will be on second season on this Formula One game. F1 2017 is a shortened one. For season 11, you'll have 12 races. We'll crown 3 drivers champions, 3 constructors champions, and 1 race premium champion. The season will run all the way until the end of July, and of course there will be that week break in the middle where race premium drivers will contest that race premium championship. Guess the driver Jamie has spoken about, but the whole new website has been designed for ease of navigation and to really center the heart of the community around the forum. The PSN chats are great, but they won't steal the limelight away from the fantastic forum and the community spirit that we try and give here at F1 TS Hub. At the bottom of the website, you'll also see, if you view it on your laptop or on the desktop version, the new footer, which is fantastic because it shows you upcoming events, recent video uploads, and recent forum posts. So you'll be able to see exactly what's going on with the website all the time. You've also got our new race cards, which we're really proud of. We'll be tweeting these obviously prior to the race, but there's one for each track. You can find them on the calendar page when you click on each round, and it shows you the dates. It shows you the track facts, laps, corners, tire compounds, and what corner cutting setting the track will be on, because as you know, at F1 TS Hub we change the corner cutting setting depending on the track. It'll show you the previous winners, so it'll be cool to see who has topped the podium in previous seasons, all the way back to season 1 in some cases. Memorable moments, so you'll be able to see moments where the race is remembered for, and again it'll go all the way back as far as we have records of. And then there'll be the controversial moments, so what moment in races in previous seasons has really stole the headlines. So it's just a really cool race card, which would be fantastic for you guys to look at prior to the race, really get you in the mood. Alrighty, the standings. Again, we've put templates up on the Season 11 standings. Wow, as a part of our partnership with Overdrive, they've really helped us to achieve fantastic looking navigation images and standing images. The About Us and Meet the Team pages have been separated and really enriched with more detail. You can also check out the team management roles and what they'll be doing throughout the season to make sure it runs as smoothly as possible. And they've also talked a little bit about themselves and how they got into TS Hub and their racing. As I mentioned, we redesigned the Apply to Race form, which insists drivers complete a speed test to minimize lag. And I'm going to hand you over to Jono, who's now going to talk about this speed test. And also, we've got a couple of new rules which have been added to the rules and regs, and then a bit of a section about driver connection, which have also been added to the rules and regulations.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. We've listened to drivers who've mentioned that connections have been a bit of an issue. We know they're a bit of an issue on this game anyway, but we're trying to do all that we can to make the lobby as stable as we can. And part of this is the addition of the speed test that we'd like drivers to take when they're applying to race this season. You'll see it on the sign-up form on the website, directions of how to go to speedtest.net and then run your test and then input your ping results onto the form. And then this will just allow us to check through the pings, make sure nobody's got any particularly an issue, and if they have, we can then hopefully tackle that before we hit the track, trying to minimize any possible problems that we may have. Also, along with this, we've got a driver connections section on the website, which just goes through things that you can do to try and give yourself the best chance of good connection and good racing, basically, and limiting the chances of having lag. Things like restarting your router before the lobby, using a wired connection, making sure other people aren't using the internet connection whilst you are, particularly things like Netflix and things like that, because we want the stable connection throughout. We don't want somebody jumping on Netflix halfway through the race and then causing the car to lag all over the place and things like that. So yeah, if you head over to that section, it will just give a few suggestions of what you can do. It'll also explain how you can test your network connection on your PlayStation 4. I'm sure most of you know how to do that, but just in case you don't, there's a guide to that, just so you can check what actual internet upload and download speeds you're getting on your PS4. So yeah, that's another thing to take a look at. And yeah, finally, we've added a new rule for this season to cover lobby malfunctions and mass disconnections and what have you, which you can check out on the rules and regulations section. It's rule 2.17. I'll just go through them quickly. So if less than 5 laps have been completed of any race, we will restart the race using the same qualifying results. So if we get to lap 3 of the race and we find that the majority of the field or a large number of the field is disconnected for whatever reason, we will rerun the race using the qualifying results that we already have standing. Secondly, if more than 5 laps have been completed, we'll restart the race at a 25% race distance, with the grid order determined by the positions on the last racing lap prior to the disconnections. So if we get to lap 7, for example, or midway through lap 7, everyone disconnects, we'll go back to the last lap when everyone crossed the line successfully, and we'll then restart the race with a 25% distance with that grid positions. And finally, if there's 5 or less laps of the race, the stewards can call the result there with the finishing positions counted back to the last racing lap prior to the disconnections. So if we're only a couple of laps from the end of the race and something goes wrong with the lobby, we can call the results there from the last time everyone crossed the line, and that will be our final standings. We've gone with the laps rule just to make things as clear as possible rather than with going with percentages or something like that. We thought we'll just go with 5 laps and everyone knows where they stand. So if that happens on the race night, we can quickly look and we all know where we stand and we can get on with it and rerun the race. So yeah, we've listened to what you've all said and we've taken these measures and hopefully they will allow us to have stable and good racing. And yeah, fingers crossed it all works out well for us on the season ahead.
Thank you very much, Jono. And yeah, as you mentioned, speed test. If you are struggling, there is a little slideshow at the bottom of the apply to race. We are looking for your ping. That is the number that you need to enter into your apply to race form. So the ping, it'll have a number once you complete the speed test. That's the one we want you to paste or just type in to your apply to race form. So we're coming to the end of things, and I'm just going to quickly run through the qualifying night and teammate selection, which has slightly changed from our previous season. So qualifying night will be held, as I said, on the 13th, Friday the 13th of April. And this will be run at 7 to 10 p.m. And how it's going to work is we have 3 tiers, so it's important for us to get a good invitation of each driver's pace. This is a night drivers can really get pumped for because they need to be able to perform at their best. They will feel the pressure, and we think it presents a night which showcases what Formula 1 and F1 TS Hub are all about. On Friday the 13th of April, we will host 3 30-minute practice sessions at Bahrain, where drivers will attempt to set their quickest times at either 7, 8 or 9 p.m. The time you will be given is completely random and there is no advantage or difference to which time you get. Again, this is just to collect your times in the 30-minute practice session. We will take the quickest times of the session and determine your qualifying night pace, which will basically determine what tier you race in for Season 11. The 20 quickest drivers will be placed in the Prestige tier at 9 p.m, the middle 20 drivers will be placed in the Pinnacle tier at 8 p.m, and the bottom place 20 drivers will be placed in the Podium tier at 7 p.m. If you want to read how it works, head over to the forum on the qualifying night section, and it gives you all the information, including the track settings that we'll be running for that night as well. If you have any questions, comment on the forum. I'd be happy to help. Likewise, if you're struggling with the apply to race form or the speed test, comment on the forum somewhere. Myself, Jono, and the team will be able to help you as well. So, Jamie's spoken about the team contracts. If we just quickly run through, usually we do a team and teammate selection order, which obviously we can't do because teams will be decided via the applications for contracts. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold a live teammate selection where in each tier, 11 teams will accept a driver when they apply for the contract. If you're not accepted, then you will be one of the drivers being picked as a teammate. So the 10 drivers, we've got 10 teams now. The 10 teams that accept a driver will then go and pick from the group below in their tier. If you head over to, again, the forum, the teammate selection, you'll be able to see the image there. It's all set up as a template, and truthfully, that is probably the best way to explain how you can get either picked as a teammate or if you'll be picking a teammate. Again, comment if you have any questions, and we'll be happy to answer. But that is pretty much it. I just want to say thank you to everyone listening and tuning in. We know you've all been hugely excited, and it's been a lot of late nights for us as a team, but we cannot wait to get started and show you exactly how to race a dream, live the dream here at F1 TS Hub. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you soon. Again, any questions, you can get in contact with any of the members of the team, and we'd be happy to help. From all of us here, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we wish you a fantastic Season 11.